Hey everyone, this is Moni Castaneda, and today I want to share with you some Law of Attraction epic fails. First, I would like for you to share with me in the comments if you ever tried to use the Law of Attraction and what your experience was like with that. And so let me say, I know a few people who use the Law of Attraction and get really good results consistently. And I also know most people I know actually who use the law of attraction get bursts of results. They try and manifest this or that or attract this or that to themselves. And every so often, something materializes and they're like, yay, this works. But they're unable to get consistent results. And I also know several people who have made a mess out of their lives by trying to use the law of attraction. And I would like to share with you 3 of those stories today. And stay with me. If you stay with me until the end of the video, I have some more questions to ask you. And so the first story that I would like to share with you was of a woman that hired me to do a feng shui consultation of her home. If you haven't met me before, my name is Moni, and I am the founder of Feng Shui for Us. That's my business. And I am the creator and developer of the 9 Steps to Feng Shui system. And so my consultations today, they're done completely online. But back in the day, I used to go to people's homes. And when I did visits in people's homes, it took 3 consultations, 3 visits to completely feng shui your home. So this was a client that had me come for those 3 visits. And in every one of those visits, when I looked around her home, I saw signs that there was trouble in the marriage. I saw signs that maybe one of the partners was cheating on the other. Unfortunately, there's things. Let me check something here on my computer. There are things that are red flags. When you're a feng shui consultant, and there are red flags that indicate there may be trouble in a relationship. So I had seen signs that there may be trouble in this relationship. And the 3 times I visited her home, I asked her. Not directly, I didn't say, hey, I think your husband might be cheating on you. But I asked her indirectly, so what is the relationship with your husband like? And there's a number of questions you ask when you're a feng shui consultant. There's a questionnaire that my clients have to respond to, right? And so when she answered these questions, it was always, oh, we are the perfect couple. We met each other when we were in high school. We were high school sweethearts, and we're so much in love with each other. We've been together for over 20 years and still head over heels with each other. It's like the perfect relationship. And so she told me, there's other things I want to work on. I want to work on these other life areas, but my relationship, that's just fine. That's just perfect. And every time I visited her, every time I talked with her on the phone, I saw signs that things were not good. But she kept telling me, no, this is perfect. She actually used the word perfect. She said they had never been more into each other, that they were never more passionate with each other. And so what happened is, my consultations, when I used to visit people in their homes, they had to be 3 weeks to 3 months apart from each other. So I worked with her for a period of about 6 months, and her home was completely feng shuied. But she kept saying, even though I kept seeing signs that maybe there was trouble in her marriage, she kept saying things were perfect. And so about a year later, she calls me on the phone and she's crying. And she's found out that her husband was cheating on her for a while. And she had just asked her for a divorce. And so I asked her, when I went to your home, every time I went to your home, every time we talked on the phone, I had asked you about your relationship and you told me things were perfect. And she told me, well, I was trying to use the law of attraction, because the law of attraction says that you have to see things, you have to believe them, and you have to visualize what you want your life to be like and act as if that was already true. So I didn't want to speak my evil. She said, I didn't want to speak against myself by saying, yes, there's trouble in our marriage. Yes, we do argue a lot. Yes, sometimes he's been abusive. And she was trying to make her dream relationship, her dream marriage into a reality by working with affirmations and by creating this idea in her head that the relationship was perfect. And so then the question is, right, if she had told me all those months before that there was trouble in the marriage and we had been able to address this with feng shui, would they still be married? Well, we'll never know, right? But the thing is, even if a couple separates, there's ways to separate and there's ways to separate. And so this was a horrible divorce. It was really, really bitter, and it was even at sometimes violent or close to violent. And so if she had faced reality sooner about what her marriage was like, then we could have worked on it through feng shui. We could have worked more on her bedroom. We could have looked at images, at colors, and she could have been more intentional about improving her relationship by working with the feng shui of her home. But because she wanted to use the law of attraction and kept affirming in her mind that things were perfect, she never had the chance to really work on her marriage. So that's the one example. Another example is of a business that they at some point had asked me for an estimate on doing feng shui with them to help the business grow. And as I was doing my proposal, they had invited me to a board meeting. And in this board meeting, this corporation, it was a small corporation, but still a corporation, and so they was discussing expansion. And the board members had a chance to talk, to speak up. And what I heard was all law of attraction words, and so they were talking about this is what we want. We want to visualize our business growing and expanding. We want to visualize our getting a lot more clients through the door. We want to visualize people making more purchases of our products. We want to improve our products and our services. And but it was all here, it was all in their minds. It was all in their heads. And so there was no marketing plan. There was no expansion plan. There was no old-fashioned accounting. There had been no market study. So there was nothing in the business. There was no business knowledge. There was no business expertise guiding their decisions. It was all wanting the business to grow. And so when I finally gave them my estimate, they told me they had changed their mind and they were not going to get a feng shui consultation. They were just going to get law of attraction training for the whole staff. Because I had asked them, so have you done a marketing study? What is your plan? How are you going to get more clients through the door? And their plan was they were going to train the staff in the law of attraction so the staff could work on getting more clients through the door. And so I saw this business over a period of a few years. First they did a big bid for expansion. They made a huge investment. And that didn't pan out. Of course, it couldn't pan out because there was no solid business plan behind this expansion. And so they kept reducing, so they had to downsize and then downsize and downsize and then eventually went out of business. And this, the third example I want to share with you about another law of attraction fail was a very successful young woman who was working in an industry for a huge corporation, a multinational corporation, and she was making six-figure income every year. But she was unhappy because she had to work the long hours and she felt that she was not fulfilled. So she came across a couple of books on the law of attraction. She saw the movie The Secret, and she told me, I know what I want to do. Now, she had hired me because she wanted to find love. And so we were feng shuiing her home. This was a long-distance consultation. We were feng shuiing her home, trying to help her create the right conditions to manifest love in her life. So one day she told me she's going to stop her feng shui consultation. She's just going to focus on the law of attraction because she wanted to have a fulfilled life. So she wanted to manifest a husband with whom she could have children, and she wanted to have a business that she loved. And so she quit her six-figure income to start a business making soap. No plan, no financials taken into consideration. Just, she's going to visualize. She's going to do a vision board, and she's going to visualize having a successful bone-making home factory, right? And so as you may imagine, like in any business, most businesses in the United States, I think it's 80% of businesses fail within the first 2 years. Of the 20% that are left, over half of them don't even make a profit until the 5th year. And so starting a business is hard. And for her, to let go of this solid income, 6-figure income, to go start her own business on something she had no expertise. This is not a hobby she had on the side that had all of a sudden started to be lucrative, so she takes this big risk. It was starting from zero, starting from nothing, and saying, okay, I'm going to use the law of attraction to start the business for myself. And it's just all visualization, right? And so life does not work like that. It's important to recognize there's a reality to life. These things are a certain way, right? And yes, we are co-creators of our reality, but we have to have our feet on the earth. We are human beings. And in Feng Shui, we are defined as the connectors of heaven and earth. But we have to be connected with heaven so we can get inspiration and divine help. And at the same time, do the actions that we need to do in a real physical life so that we can get the results that we want. So what I want to ask you, if you would put it in the comments underneath this video or underneath the page, if you see this in my website, let me know, when did you first hear about the law of attraction? Have you ever tried to use the law of attraction, would be the second question. And the third question is, have you gotten consistent results with the law of attraction? No results with the law of attraction, or just bursts of results with the law of attraction? And so let me know, and I'd be very happy if you help me start the conversation so we can explore this subject a little bit more in depth. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Moni Castaneda. What I do for a living is that I help people turn their current homes into their dream homes so they can start living their dreams in these beautiful homes. A life they love in a home they are proud to show. That is my objective. Thank you for watching.